In our player profile, sponsored by AT&T. Anthony having a monster World Baseball Classic. 2 home runs, 7 knocked in, those 7 RBIs. Tops on the team. I mentioned the story during the semifinal, but Roman Anthony was at the championship game in 2023, sitting about the 10th row behind the first base dugout. He was in his first spring training with the Red Sox, drove over here to Miami and bought a ticket to watch Team USA play in that championship. Will Smith asked him by the batting cage today, did you think that you'd be here 3 years later? And he said, buddy, I'd just hit 190 in A-ball the year before. I was just hoping to survive the minors at that point. Eduardo Rodriguez in there with a strike. And what in the world is going on here? Rodriguez shutting down Team USA.
He is. He's not afraid and making a lot of great pitches. Team USA's only scored 2 runs in the last 16 innings. That's their deficit right now, so they have to get going and specifically make decisions for Omar as tough as possible and get as many bullpen arms in there as they can.
Especially as you start to get towards the back end, as you see again Bizardo warming, but the back end of the bullpen has been nails. You've got Bizardo, Buto, Palencia have all gone 4 games and not given up a run. Zerpa and Machado 5 games haven't given up.
At this point, they'll take a swinging bunt.
Anything to get it going. The 2-2 to Anthony. Breaks down and away, ball 3. Will Smith, Bryce Terang to follow in this 5th. 2-0 Venezuela. Here's a payoff. Anthony rounds one gently to second. Torres will throw him out. That is going to do it for Eduardo Rodriguez. 4 1/3 scoreless innings for the 33-year-old that had a 5. So to the bullpen they go. Bullpen that has dominated, not giving up a run since pool play. Will Smith takes strike 1 from Eduardo Bizardo. 6+ scoreless innings against Japan. 7+ scoreless innings last night against Italy. Bizardo's pitched in 4 games and given up just 1 earned run. Here's his 0-1 to Will Smith. It's high and it's 1-1. Bizardo of the Seattle Mariners fires 1-1. Strike 2.
That's pretty impressive. If you're going to win a championship, any kind of tournament, that'll do it.
Count evens up. 6 guys through in last night's game, covering those 7 2/3 after a short start from Cater Montero. 5 of the 6, though, available. Winder Avila, only guy that's not, he went 2 1/3. On a 2-2 pitch, Smith. It's it foul, will do it again.
What makes him so tough is you can't really square up any pitch. Sinker last year, 151 average against. And his curveball was 177. So those are 2 pretty good numbers.
Another 2-2. Breaks in there. Strike 3. Buckles the knees of Smith. Terang with 2 out. Right now this looks a lot less like a dream team and a lot more like a team at the end of a long road trip in August. Terang has the lone hit for Team USA through 5 innings. It was a ground ball through the right side back in the 3rd. strike. Here comes Bizzardo. Inside part of the plate, strike 2. Stayed alive. A lineup with 28 All-Star Game appearances combined, 5 MVP trophies, 1 for its last 26, the last 9 innings of offense. The 1-2 from Bizzardo. Now a 2-2. Terrain grounds it gently. Torres waits. 1-2-3 fifth. 2-0 Venezuela to the 6th inning of the finals. The U.S. men's national team taking center stage at the FIFA World Cup, and you can see it all right here on Fox and on FS1 with coverage beginning June 11th. Got all 3 teams represented here in Miami. Brad Keller continues 2-0, top of the 6th inning. Venezuela in front. USA trying to win the World Baseball Classic for the first time since 2017, for the first time under Mark DeRosa. Venezuela's never won the championship. Never even been in the championship. Prior to tonight.
Well, they can't afford to give up any more runs. It's a tough position to put in the bullpen and the rest of the rest of relievers, but they've done a good job. They did it against Dominican Republic, although had a 2-1 margin of victory. Now they want to reverse what the score was last time they were in the championship.
Michael Garcia leads off this inning, takes a strike from Keller.
1-run loss in the championship game against Japan.
Garcia sends a fly ball to center field for Byron Buxton. And the first out of the 6. There's these Venezuelans that knocked Japan out of the tournament. Quarterfinals, clearing the path for Team USA. Getting Ohtani out of the way. Now Venezuela standing in their way as Jose Butto begins to warm. Bullpen's been great for Venezuela, but Eduardo Rodriguez was looking great as well. Omar Lopez continuing to manage aggressively. Took him out with 1 gone in the 5th inning. Even with the pitch count under control, even relative to this time of year. So that bridge a little bit longer than perhaps necessary. Luis Arraez to center field as well, and Byron Buxton with a busy 6th. 2 out. Interesting to see if it is Butto coming in next inning. If Mark DeRosa pulls the trigger on Pete Crow Armstrong, Buxton's spot is due up to lead off the inning. Strike on Suarez. Look out.
Wow. That's turning on him.
Keller home with an 0-2. And he makes quick work of Venezuela in the 6th. 7 pitches to go 1-2-3. Jose Butto comes in. He, like a lot of these guys, has put up nothing but nothing in this World Baseball Classic.
Well, Team USA's got to get early action on the bases. They just have to find a way to get the leadoff hitter on. And that's a huge rally when you're down by 2.
And this is now over the last 2 games, the total numbers. Over the last One game total when you take the final innings of the semifinal and the first 5 innings of this game. 1 hit for the last 9+ innings. Mark DeRosa will in fact pinch hit for Byron Buxton with Pete Crow Armstrong. Can he give the Americans the jolt that they need? A fastball for a strike, and the Cubs center fielder has made his mark in this WBC. Had a 2-home run game earlier. Electric. He's got power. Amazing defender that won a Gold Glove.
Changeup is the signature pitch, the one that gives hitters fits off of a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Here comes from Buto. And a fly ball carved out to left field. Your Braves there. In the 6th.
The thing about this offense and about this game have been easy outs. There hasn't been anything that's even close. Just weak ground balls or pop-ups, which tells you that the pitching is doing a good job changing speeds and changing location.
Hardest hit ball of the game was the very first pitch where Bobby Witt just got under it a little bit and flied to center. He's 0 for 2. Bases empty, 1 away in the 6th, and Witt takes strike 1 from Buto. Will Vest, the Detroit Tigers, will be making his first appearance.
Very similar to the game that Venezuela was playing against Italy, where they were trailing 2-0, worked their way back into the game and did their damage with 4 straight 2-out hits.
Pop fly into shallow right field. Foul ground arrives. 2 away. And you keep thinking it can't go on forever, can it? But forever isn't that long from now in the sprint of a tournament. Down to their last 10 outs. Harper. You know, a loss in the championship would not be crazy, but in this fashion, this is unthinkable.
Yeah, if they get shut out, that's something no man on this team thought could happen. And you talk about 10 outs to change that narrative. That's exactly what they have. Pitching has done their job for the majority of the entire tournament. The hitting has just been regressed.
What's that like down there in the dugout when you're just flat as can be with your championship on the line?
Yeah, it's frustrating because 2-0 after the 6th becomes 4-0. You know, it just seems like that the gap gets bigger. And we talked about the 2-out pressure in the last 3 games that Team USA has done, going all the way back to being down 8-0 against Team Italy and making that an 8-6 with the tying run in the 9th.
3-0 on Bryce Harper with Judge on deck. Certainly changed the mood for the moment. If Harper could reach, they get Judge to the plate as the tying run. There it is. Harper with a 2-out hit to right. And up comes the captain. Here's the moment.
USA has been taking a lot of fastballs in the first pitch for strikes lately.
Struck out both times against Rodriguez. Happy to have him gone. 6 for 36 in his career against E-Rod. Tying run at the plate in the 6th. Judge takes ball 2. Wouldn't bite. They could collect collectively, seems like 285 home runs, all the MVP trophies. We've kind of gotten numb to the greatness of Aaron Judge. Yeah, we know he's great. He's big, he's strong, he hits the ball far. But the well-rounded game of it and where it stacks up historically, you're watching one of the best ever to do it.
Can't get Bull happy right here. He knows that what's made him such an elite hitter is his average and power. He's not just looking to hit it to the moon. He can hit gap to gap and stay on the ball.
331 last year, 53 home runs to go along with it. Tying run at the plate with 2 gone in the 6th inning of the final. Judge takes a strike. Bryce Harper's kept this inning alive with a 2-out hit. Now Judge taking ball 3. Kyle Schwarber's on deck.
It's great discipline so far and really great pitching. I mean, they're trying to get him to get off the plate. He hasn't budged yet.
The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 right there.
That one surprised me.
Looked like a surprise Judge. Chop to third, Garcia.
Will Vest if he gets his teammate out, but he wants the ultimate bragging rights if his team can come back and win.
Schwarber, Bregman, Anthony due up for the United States. Bottom of the 7 coming up. Top arm still available for Venezuela to try and lock it down. Oh, wave and a miss. No chance for Torres against Vest.
Nasty. Tight. Looked like he never had a chance, but that pitch was coming out of his hand looking like it was going to be on the plate.
Venezuela 2, the United States 0. One away for Ezequiel Tovar. Venezuela got a run in the 3rd inning on a sacrifice fly from Michael Garcia. Right after a wild pitch put a runner at 3rd. And a home run from Willie Abreu in the 5th. United States just 2 singles. 1-1 on Tovar. Being the shortstop for Team Venezuela, something extra special. Great history of shortstops in that country. Cracked into left center field and a base hit for the latest and greatest shortstop out of Venezuela. Ezequiel Tovar with a 1-out single.
Short, quick to the ball. Line drive.
There's only one Venezuelan-born player in the Hall of Fame. It is the original Venezuelan shortstop and Luis Aparicio. Omar Vizquel, the guy that Tovar grew up wanting to be like. The second hit of the championship brings up Abreu.
There'll be one in there soon in Miguel Cabrera.
Eligible in 2029 is Miggy. Abreu takes low, ball 2. Venezuelan shortstop as one of the World Series heroes, Miguel Rojas. Unable to be with Venezuela this year, couldn't get insurance to be with the team. One out. And a 2-0 from Vest to a dangerous hitter. Abreu with a healthy cut and a foul. This is Abreu's home run in the 5th inning, just his latest big one for Venezuela. got his helmet back that he lost between second and third.
You know, Team Venezuela was coming in here playing with house money, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. It allows you to play loose. You're the underdog. They knew it, but their ability to shut down the other team has been evident in this tournament. And if they shut down Team USA's lineup, this will be it'll be the greatest moment for Team Venezuela ever.
Tovar dancing around. He lays off. Now it's tap left side. Bregman will go to first. Route number 2. Stay out of the double play by Tovar. Eventually getting moving there. He's on skates for a moment. And he's in second with 2 gone here in the 7th. Salvador Perez coming to the plate. We go down to Tom Verducci.
Well, Joe, you won't see it in the box score tomorrow, but a huge play by Sal Perez that last half inning. Jose Butto missed badly with his first 2 pitches to Aaron Judge in the box as the tying run. Sal Perez just stopped the game. 1 out to the mound with Gleyber Torres, the 2 most senior members. Foul ball barely down the line.
Foul right there.
The 2 veterans on this team literally stopped the game for a very long meeting on the mound, essentially telling Jose Butto, trust your stuff. And he certainly did, coming from behind 2-0 to get Judge on that ground ball. And you notice, by the way, pitching coach Johan Santana stayed in the dugout for that meeting. Sal Perez had it covered.
The guy with the C on his chest says to do something, you do it. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Salvador Perez to his team was just like Yadier Molina for Puerto Rico when he was able to play. Just a kind of a captain and just point guard, if you will. Feeds off of everybody.
Zerpa's ready. Schwarber set to lead off the next inning. That's a little blooper in the shallow center field. On comes Judge. He's there. And Will Vest works the score to 7th inning. We stretch in the championship game. It's 2-0 Venezuela.